Hey Koni Garage fans, welcome back to the channel. It's Fred here. Another episode on the VP. You guys have asked me all about the front suspension and doing a deep dive on it. Let's go.
Duck's guts.
Being beset with problems on Friday when he and Larry Perkins tangled in a practice session.
Alright Koni Garage fans, it's a beautiful day today and we're stuck here in the shed making videos, but that's good fun. Anyways, I'll take you through all the stuff we've done to the front suspension on the VP, because in the previous episodes we've shown you all the rear suspension and all the trickery we've been doing. So, let's start with the K-frame. So this was a 6-cylinder VP, this particular shell that we picked up, and therefore it did not have the right K-frame, and that's a pretty integral part of the front suspension for a couple of reasons. One is, otherwise you won't be able to mount a 304 V8 in it, so it's the wrong K-frame in the 6-cylinder. So this actually came from a donor VNSS Commodore. Got ourselves a VNSS 5 litre, look at this. It's had a bit of a bingle. I think someone's had a bit of an off-road excursion there. So, we need all the running gear out of a beautiful looking donor car like this one to turn our car from mild to wild. So, this was going to go to the wrecker from our friends at Gentex, so we picked it up, that you may remember from certain episodes ago. And this is the basis of the start of the front suspension, because a lot of stuff hankers off this little bad boy here. So we've got him all painted and stripped back and looking a bit dusty at the moment. And attached to our K-frame is our brand new OEM Pedders supplied power steering rack. Now that's pretty important. We've got some tie rods on the end of it, and they were all stuffed from 30 years of going to church on Sundays, but they've been fixed. If you look at the front of it too, we went into Pedders and got all new Nolathane bushes at the front of the K-frame there. And I'll go underneath and show you the rest of it. Alright, that's a view from underneath, and you'll see that big Nolathane bush on the K-frame there, and that arm as well comes around. That's got a brand new bush in it as it goes into the other control arm. As you can see, the power steering, that's got a brand new bush on it. With the tie rod, brand new boots in the steering, and on the inside of that control arm, that's got a brand new bush in it too. So that's the K-frame in its glory. You can get these second hand from places like Lowe's Fabrications, or you can just pick them up from a wreck like what we did. Next suspension mod is our beautiful powder coated front sway bar. Look how thick that bad boy is, he's particularly fat. So the brand new bush in there, you can see the D-shackle. And in there as well, so brand new Nolathane sway bar bushes. And as you can see, we've only just mocked them up, but we've got brand new sway bar linkages and bushes as well, Nolathane. And as I've mentioned, we haven't tightened that up, that's just mocking it up at the moment. So, more Nolathane here than the Nolathane brochure, just quietly. She's red and blue all over. Looks a little bit like an American flag. Next suspension mod that we want to take you through are our Koni adjustable coilovers. As you can see, we've got a little dampener adjuster there, and they're fully adjustable both for caster and camber, and we're hoping we can get at least 3 or 4 degrees negative camber. That sits in a captive cage and moves around at the top of the strut, so that's all good for camber and caster adjustment. We haven't got a wheel alignment yet, obviously, so we don't know what it currently is. We'll set it to the midpoint. Now, one thing we didn't realise, we've put a ton of coilovers in a bunch of our cars, including the VF and the VE and a bunch of other cars we've got running about the place, including little Bumblebee over here, is that the strut design is actually attached to the hub. So I'll just flash up some images here to show what I'm talking about. Alright Koni Garage fans, feast your eyes on these things here. These are some Koni fully adjustable VP coilovers. Look at the size difference between the factory items. So we actually couldn't get our walking short wheels actually into the fronts here because that housing was actually fouling on the inside of the wheel. But I don't think we're going to have any sort of troubles with these things here. Fully adjustable strut tops for camber and caster, and shock adjustments as well. It comes with our little Koni little dial. We've used one of those before, the Eagle trim. And take a look at these things. I-bar springs. And these are a piece of art, really. Have a go at these things here. As I mentioned when I was showing you the stock one, this is all one unit, so the hub and everything is all attached to the, actually welded on to the body of the shock absorber. So this is all one unit. So But very interesting design, and we did some reading about having to cut and weld hubs onto coilovers, and we didn't know what was going on. So luckily we did a bit of research, and then luckily we found this particular item from Lowe's Fabrications, where it actually already is. You get a brand new hub mounted up to your VT hubs like what we've done, and that way you can run a big brake conversion like we've got here as well. But the main piece of resistance is this beautiful Koni fully adjustable coilover, and we've got some powder coated spring-rated springs in there as well, and they are just a work of art, politely. So just take a bit of time and show you all the workmanship here, and you can, as I mentioned, you can pick up these from Lowe's Fabrications, and I'll put a link to his website.
4.9, so he's about 1.5 seconds off his qualifying pace. Qualifying run in particularly cold conditions yesterday, 15 or 16 degrees. It's a little bit warmer today, but track temperatures are down. Back inside Brock, looking at the outside of Johnson's car, 17. Dick's had a wretched weekend. He had a nasty crash on Friday, misunderstanding with...
Is there a little bit of body damage, a door handle or two, as we have a comment?
Okay, so not a particularly sophisticated suspension and front end on the poor old VP. No double wishbones for us. She's pretty standard McPherson's run assembly here. But we're pretty happy around how that looks. So, as I've mentioned, every bush has been changed. Every piece of componentry has been changed. So, hopefully, that will make this bad little girl handle and feel a lot better than she did stock. I've shown you in other videos what the big VE SS brake upgrade looks like. It's got a big aluminium dog bone that sits behind the hub there, so that caliper has got somewhere to mount. And we've got our ceramic coated rotors here. We'll probably go with the DBA rotor, but these actually came in the kit, so we will give them a go to start with. Alright, as I've mentioned, I've shown the rear suspension in a previous episode, so I won't double count on that. And we are going to keep working on this VP. I've got to do a little bit more fab work in the interior. You've seen the video about the engine. We'll go in late October. All the interior's been done. Just got to get a half cage put in, and then we'll be able to get it on the dyno, start it up and run some power into it, and then hopefully see how she goes. And maybe around that December-January period we'll have our first track day, so we'll have to wait and see. On that note, thanks for watching and catch you later.